advice on COVID-19 precautions. Well-known pulmonologist Dr. Viswesvaran of Yashoda Hospital, one of the leader corporate giant, wished to say this. Yes, preventive measures need to be taken against coronavirus pandemic which threatened to engulf not only the state of Telangana but also the entire country. Please listen to him.
Hello friends, I am Dr. Viswesvaran, Consultant Interventional Pulmonology and Sleep Specialist at Yashoda Hospital, Malakpet in Hyderabad. I am here to give a few tips on how to protect your health amidst COVID-19 pandemic. As we all know, this coronavirus has affected all parts of the world and it has affected India as well significantly. So here are the few tips which you as an individual can carry out to protect yourself from coronavirus infection and also to prevent transmission from you to your fellow human beings. The first and the foremost thing which both the government and the medical fraternity emphasize is the role of the social distancing. Social distancing means that you maintain a distance of at least 6 feet between you and your fellow human being so that you prevent the transmission of this coronavirus by means of physical contact and droplet infection. This social distancing should not only be followed in public places like grocery shops or in malls or in parks or in banks, but it should also be followed in home so that you prevent the transmission of this infection from you to your loved ones. It has been found in various studies and data are emerging that patients who are more than 65 years of age who have comorbidities like diabetes or hypertension or heart related ailments or patients who are taking steroids or any other medicines that suppress the immunity like for example post-renal transplant or a liver transplant, pregnant ladies and children are especially affected with severe forms of coronavirus infection. So if you have such members at your home, try to follow the social distancing as stringent as possible so that you can prevent the transmission of virus from you to your loved ones. And the other most important thing is we should try to avoid any physical contact like in the form of hugging or kissing or even handshakes. And when you have such elderly or children or pregnant women with comorbidities, try to keep them in a separate room with adequate ventilations to prevent them from getting infected with coronavirus and limit your entry into such rooms only to when it is required. The second and the most important thing which we have to follow is the role of the hand hygiene. So before you touch any product and after handling of any product, always make sure that you use soap and water for cleaning your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you do not have a soap and a water, at least use a sanitizer, but make sure that you follow not only at your home but also in public places as well as in office areas. And the most important thing which we have to follow to prevent the coronavirus transmission in the community is quarantine. So until and unless it is deemed necessary, always stay indoors and try to avoid any outdoor activity. If you want to buy any essential elements like a grocery or a pharmacy or any other thing, only one member of the family who is physically fit should go outside with a mask and buy and come back. And once you come back, make sure that you always wash your hand with either soap or water or sanitizer. And for any other reason, always try to make sure that any elderly more than 65 years of age or patients with chronic respiratory disease or heart disease do not go outdoors until and unless it is deemed necessary. And the most important thing which you have to follow to prevent the transmission of this coronavirus infection is the role of cough hygiene. So whenever you cough, always make sure that you do not cough with your hands over your mouth because you may accidentally transmit this virus from your hand onto the substance which you handle. So whenever you cough, always keep a tissue paper over your mouth and cough, and following the cough, always make sure that you discard this tissue paper in a proper way. If you do not have a tissue paper, use a handkerchief, but make sure that you wash this handkerchief separately and make sure this handkerchief do not contaminate any other substances you handle. And if you do not have a handkerchief or if you do not have a tissue paper, at least cough over the crook of your elbow so that you prevent your hands from getting contaminated with virus. And following that, make sure that you wash your crook of your elbow with soap and water. And the another important thing which we should follow right now is the use of the mask when we go outdoors. It is necessary to prevent the transmission of the virus from cough or sneezing from you to other people. So if you do not have a surgical mask, at least use a reusable cloth mask, but make sure that you disinfect this cloth mask properly. And the other most important thing which during the time of the quarantine you may face is to take care of your emotional health. So involve yourself in activities indoors and keep yourself occupied with physical activities like yoga or mental activities like meditation, and involve yourself in things that you are passionate about, and always try to keep yourself busy speaking to others so that your emotional health remains intact. And make sure that you eat healthy stuff and sleep for an adequate period of time at least. And the most important thing is there is no need to keep tracking the coronavirus tracker repeatedly. If you are interested, go to the coronavirus tracker once a day, but do not get panicked by the situation, because this situation can be controlled if we behave responsibly at a society level and as well as at an individual level. So let us stay strong, let us stay indoors, let us stay safe, and we shall overcome this coronavirus effectively. Jai Hind.
This is MS Purti for Orange News 9 TV.